Well, certainly not the result that we wanted. Credit to Coach Washington and the staff and the kids from A&T. Class act football team. They were much better than we were today. Um, Ultimately, it's the head coach's job to make sure that the team's prepared to play, and we weren't prepared to play. We did some things that are uncharacteristic of us, and we've got to get a lot of things fixed. We've got to do some things staff-wise. We've got to do some things player-wise, and we've got to make sure that we get prepared for the rest of our season. We're at the season's halfway point now, and there's still winnable games in there for Norfolk State. So we've got to get back in here tomorrow and watch this and learn from it and figure out what we need to do to get ready for Howard. But one thing I can say is that this team's going to stick together, and we're going to stay together, and we're going to be competitive for the rest of the season. So that's really all I have.
Coach, to put it simply, what were you expecting that didn't happen?
Well, I was expecting to be able to tackle Jermaine Martin at least once, and we didn't get that done. 10 carries, 200 yards. The kids are tremendous back. I didn't expect us to turn the ball over on the first drive. We had a wide out, kind of run the wrong route and, forced Pooter to throw an interception, so they go in and score on that drive. We've got to find ways to get stops on defense and sustain drives on offense. They're able to score pretty much every time they touch it. We've got to be able to match that on offense if that's going to be an issue that we have.
Yeah, you alluded to that first interception, like Rico's supposed to run some sort of deep cut or whatever, but Rudy also threw two other interceptions. What did you think about his decisions today?
I'll have to get back on the tape and look at it. Obviously, anytime you throw 3 interceptions, all of them can't be on the wide out. He's protected the ball for the most part this year. A&T pressured him into some tough decisions, but it's tough for me to say what he did wrong without seeing the video.
What did you tell the team at halftime that got them inspired to start that way?
We just told them, hey, guys, it's been one of these things where we've got to get out of our own way. And we were able to come out and put together a great drive on offense and go down. And, the back-breaking part is, the very next play, they come back and score, so that takes your momentum away. But our kids are competitive. Our kids don't quit. And it's just and obviously, a lot of these things are compounded because you play, one of the best football teams in the country. But, no one really wants to hear that, including us. We've just got to find, some things as a staff to put our kids in better situations to be more successful.
Raekwon, you've been waiting for your time to come, and today was that time, and you took your first carry over 60 yards. What was it like for you to see your first meaningful action, and how that compared to your high school days to playing in college against a team like A&T?
I had got hurt in training camp, so that took me, far down the depth. So when I came back, I had to work myself up because Kevin and G and Aaron Savage was in front. So I would just practice hard all week to wait for my time. And when I had the time to go, I just took the opportunity and just played like my coach taught me to do.
Hey, Coach, what else can you say about Raekwon? They kind of showed the same spark that Kevin showed a few games ago.
Well, we've got two very talented running backs. You're going to see more Rabbit. Obviously we were without Kevin today. Gerald went down, I think, in the early in the first half. So it was great for Rabbit to be able to get in and get some touches and play. If he can make plays like that against those guys, we're definitely confident that he'll be able to make plays against the rest of the guys in the conference. He's got to continue to mature and grow and master, all phases of the offense. But we knew that he could run the football when we signed him, and it's great to see that against a good team.
Coach, what can you say about that? How were they able to? Was it just tackling that was allowing so much?
Now on the perimeter, we're not getting off of blocks. They did a great job at wide out, being able to kind of stalk our guys on the perimeter. And, we've got to beat blocks whether we're being held or not, whether we think we're being held or not. We've got to beat blocks. We've got to run to the football. Essentially they won one-on-one matchups on the perimeter that allowed those guys to have those long touchdown runs.
The only decision I wanted to ask you about is after you guys got that kind of makeshift onside kick, you decided to kick the field goal on 4th and 2 instead of go for it. What was your reason for that?
We needed some points. At the end of the day, if you get that possession, obviously, we had 3 opportunities to progress the ball, and if you don't get anything out of that drive, I think it deflates you more than kicking a field goal. Obviously, you take a turnover and you get points out of a turnover. That's what you want to do. Obviously, you want to get a touchdown out of it, but I think if for some reason you don't convert on 4th down, it's even more damaging than not. I mean, whether it was 3 or whether it was 6, we still had a hole to dig out of, and I thought that would give us a little bit more momentum as far as you're saying, hey, at least we got something out of the situation.
Is Kevin's injury long term?
We don't know. It's just one of these things. It's a wait and see deal. Obviously, it's nothing that we can talk about because it's a private deal with him, and hopefully we'll have him back next week, and I guess we'll know a little bit more on that tomorrow.
And how's Gerald doing?
I think it's just an ankle. So he was limping around there in the second half. So it's that time of the year. It's week 6. Guys are beat up and banged up, and we were trying to get through the game. Their rabbit cramped at the end, so Aaron was the only tailback that we had left, and we were without a few guys today. But that's football. That's the nature of it, and it'll be what it'll be.
Yeah, we've seen Rashard on the field a lot more. As Toller injured too?
Yeah. Toller hadn't played since Montana State. Not sure, what his situation is going to be for the rest of the season. So, we got some guys banged up, and didn't know that it would be long-term situations for some of them. But that's no excuse. We've got scholarship athletes, and the next guy needs to step up and make the play when somebody in front of him's out.